Good morning. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. And Nicole joining us right now. Dina's off, Sid off as well today. So we're going to recap. Yeah, you love that song and get the dance moves going. We're going to recap last night's episode of The Bachelor, which was, Nicole, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, was relatively boring last night for the hometown family visits. You didn't think it was? I thought it was kind of like, eh.
I thought the end surprise was a bit of a surprise.
Well, the end, yeah, okay. Okay, let's get to it. Let's start with Michelle's date. And Michelle, we all think is a front runner for sure, and she is a sweetheart.
Mm-hmm. I adore her. I said that from the moment that she came on the show. She came on, she was one of 5 women, of course, to come on after the 3rd rose ceremony, so she wasn't one of the first ladies, but their relationship has blossomed. What's funny is that they're wearing matching sweaters.
Yeah.
Dee, I don't know about if it's foreshadowing, but I thought it was adorable, and she introduced Matt to some of her students, and they asked some hard-hitting questions.
Oh, yeah, they asked the questions that her parents probably wanted to ask. Like, the kids got it right in there. Like, have you guys kissed yet? Do you love her? Are you going to marry her? Like, woof, they went right at him.
They did. It was really sweet, and you could tell how much they loved her. And her parents, too. There, you're taking a look at her mom and dad, and they were so warm. I was texting you, Dee, last night, being like, I'm emotional watching this because I'm so invested in their relationship. And, like, to see how they embraced Matt, and they still asked the tough questions, but they were also so happy for her, and Michelle was so happy. She opened up saying that she was falling in love with him, but he didn't say it back to her.
Yeah,
he only told her parents.
And she said, though, he gave me that look that I needed for reassurance, which was good.
What's the look, Dee?
I don't know what it is for him, because half the time his mouth is open and he's just like, and that's even when he's kissing. His eyes are open and his mouth's open too. So there's a lot of different looks. I'm not sure, but she said she felt reassured by it as well. Can we get to Rachel's date, because that's where a little tiny bit of drama was. This you jump out of a plane together, which is amazing. It looks like it's all going well. I don't know how much you'd have to pay me to jump out of a plane. Would you do that on a date?
Oh yeah, 100%. That is my type of date.
Yeah.
I'm a thrill seeker, and I mean, he said that too. And like you're seeing right now, it fell out of the sky, everything was going right, and he had a very smooth landing.
And she
then
did
you
it.
see this.
Yeah, she did not have a smooth landing. She ate the dirt, man. Like, she smashed into the earth in a hard way. This was like, she needed the people from Perseverance there and get the Mars landing better than that, because she struggled. And then she was all bruised up. Then he meets her family, her parents. Look, I said last night's Toronto Maple Leafs game, Matt James and Rachel's dad had more chemistry than the Toronto Maple Leafs did last night, and that was none. There was no chemistry. Her dad was not having it.
He was not having it. I don't blame them. Like, of course, dad's going to be protective. It was more her mom, to be honest, who shocked me, because her daughter just says that she has this, like, terrible spill. And her mom was like, I'm like, what? What is going on here?
Mom was
yeah,
just
the whole
mad.
thing was...
Yeah, she didn't get to go jumping out of a plane with her as well. So Matt said he's not ready to ask for permission from dad. What his response, like his way of saying this was great. I thought he said, listen, I'm not going to do that 4 times. I'm going to do it when I'm ready, which I thought was well planned and well said.
Me too. Kudos to him. I think he said the right thing. She wasn't impressed by that response, but I think he did the right thing.
All right, let's get to Bree's date right here. Bree's mom, of course, they talked about, being single-parent households. Both of them, that's how they kind of bonded on their first very one-on-one date. Her mom and her best friend were there as well. She takes them driving off-road. This was a lot of fun, this date.
Yeah, it was sweet. You can just tell Bree's the type to be super down to earth. Again, like you said, Dee, she was the first one-on-one, and they kind of recapped that. Not only in terms of the actual like off-roading, but also their chat, right? And the relationship that they have. She got emotional seeing her baby sister, and her mom, again, had that hard-hitting questions, but you could tell there was warmth behind it, and she has so much love for her daughter, of course, and back with Bree. So yeah, she's been, I think, like a sneaky front runner, Like, I think she's, like, sneaking on up there. And I know you're a fan.
I've said it, yeah, I've said Bree since day one. She was the first one out of the limo to say hi to him, and I was like, boom, that look in his eye. I haven't really seen that much since then. I mean, a few times. We know, okay, so Serena P from Toronto, Canada. They brought Canada to the set there, to the resort. And I want to jump right into some of the food here that was very Canadian. She did dialogue and things like that. Let's get to this here. The Canadian food, like the poutine, I'm pretty sure we saw the worst poutine ever made. Could they not have thrown that in a microwave or something and warm it up? The gravy was crusty and dry. Oh, horrible.
Yeah, it was a terrible representation, but I'm really glad that Matt finally learned that a toque was a hat and a toboggan was a sled. That was what I really cared about.
Nicole, we got to wrap it up, but tell them the spoiler, please, and what's happening going forward. There's the gross poutine. That is nasty.
Basically, when she brought Matt to meet her mom and dad, she started having this wave of doubt. So they left the meeting the parents feeling not so great. Then Matt went to go see Serena at her hotel, and she basically said, no, she did say, actually, literally, you're not my person. I'm sorry. Like, I'm trying to get there, and I'm just not there. Respect to her. Matt was crushed. The guy was broken. This is the first sight of tears that we've seen leak from his open eyes. and so, yeah, I gave the roses to the 3 last women, who is Michelle. We have Bree and Rachel.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And next week is Women Tell All, which means we're going to have some juicy drama to talk about next Tuesday for you as well. Of course, City TV is your home for The Bachelor. You can check it out on Monday nights. Coming up, a coffee barista is someone that you probably haven't seen in a while, maybe. And for those infrequent relationships that we have, they have a big impact on our life, and we're going to explain more about that coming up next.